Hi, my name is Davide Pastorino. I am a system architect working for Do It Now. Do It Now is one of the leading European HPC system integrator. The solution I am presenting to you here today allows any company to deploy its workloads on multiple HPC cloud environments based on the best cost-performance ratio of each provider. The solution has been originally developed for Punch Torino, a client we have worked for on behalf of Sistemilab, a leading enterprise system integrator in Italy. High-performance computing is a general term that identifies many different compute workloads. One workload may need a few cores with very high clock speed. Another workload could favor many cores with lower overall speed. Another one may even require a specific accelerator, such as a GPU or even an FPGA. Traditionally, on-premises HPC infrastructures are designed with some degree of compromise in terms of cost and performance between all the workloads that will run on them. But what if you had the possibility to choose the best machine for each workload from a multitude of configurations? What if these configurations were available to you without having to install them in your data center? For us, the answer to this question is a hybrid multi-cloud architecture that can match each workload with the best option available on the cloud marketplace. From a high-level point of view, the hybrid architecture starts in the customer's network with a data storage, one VPN tunnel or equivalent connectivity for each of the chosen cloud platforms, a host with Altair access, control, and PBS. This host will act as the user's main interface with the HPC infrastructure. Once the desired combination has been identified, the next step is to choose the deployment policy that best suits the customer's expectation. In fact, the cloud nodes for compute and post-processing can be always on, with a traditional HPC approach that minimizes queue wait time and maximizes the overall throughput, on demand, deployed by Altair Control only when jobs are in the PBS queues, to leverage the pay-as-you-go cost model. This deployment policy can be further fine-tuned to match the customer's requirements for cost, lead time needed to start a job, time to result, and overall consistency of the architecture.
Altair delivers efficient computing in HPC with our clients and partners. We deliver tools for innovation and advancement using computing. We can do this because Altair knows HPC. Our knowledge is built around a core suite of technologies that can connect either to on-premise private compute infrastructure or to cloud infrastructure. At the heart of this core suite of technology are schedulers that determine how much workload is being sent to the compute center and where to send this workload to efficiently and as quickly as possible conclude the workload and return answer to the end user. The second technology that I want to talk about today is specifically this, Altair Access, a portal for end users and scientists to do innovation and not compute science. Lastly, I will show you how compute technologies and cloud bursting is configured using the Altair Control Portal for system administrators. Now, Altair Access is a portal for scientists and engineers where they can do science. If we as Altair scientists do our jobs well, these scientists and end users will forget about compute science and just do their work. They can upload files to the compute system, interact with their jobs, monitor whether these jobs are running or in distress, and finally also work with graphical sessions to interact with their data in the data center. What you're looking at now is Altair Access. This is a portal, as I've mentioned, for uploading of files. You can see there is a potential to interact with these files and monitor them to understand whether your jobs are running and whether they are in a complete state or whether they are still running or perhaps in distress. This can then also expand into sessions where you run the exact same GUI application in the data center that you would have run on a powerful workstation at your home or office. The data now lives in the cloud, which is of course more powerful because the data does not move around. This gives you the flexibility to work anywhere, to interact with your data as you would have normally, and to see it in the exact same graphical user interface that your application demands for regular work requirements. The data is still there in the cloud, so if you need to rerun anything or need to reconfigure your job, you can do that instantly and resubmit your job for further analysis. Altair Control is for system administrators. This is where we make it possible for a system administrator to define policy for access to cloud resources and to define cloud bursting profiles. Altair knows this because we have partnerships with all the major cloud providers. We work with them so that our clients don't need to understand the complexity of running in the cloud and can simply scale their jobs into the cloud as may be necessary at any particular time. Our technology helps clients find the correct resources, run them securely, and also connect them with users looking for a resource. These can be anywhere in the world in a data center close to you, and they can select any of the known infrastructure or node types that may be available in your cloud provider of choice. Once these are set up, they can run in an automated fashion, or they can be started or stopped by your system administrators as is necessary. Altair can do this because we know HPC. Our framework of technologies help our end users achieve their objectives and be creative innovators in a very efficient manner.
Starting from Torino's requirements, we designed the architecture in the fall of 2020 with the full collaboration of Altair and the support of many major cloud platforms. The architecture was firstly implemented as a proof of concept to evaluate the feasibility and performance of the various elements involved. During this phase, a full round of production-based benchmarks has been run on each of the involved cloud platforms. This enabled Torino to match the budget and performance requirements for each workload, which involve computational fluid dynamics and finite element analysis with a few different engineering software tools. The proof of concept phase was also useful to identify strengths and weaknesses with the remote post-processing, helping the customer choose whether to download the results locally or to let the engineers post-process directly in the cloud. With our support, the customer decided to transition the proof of concept project to production at the beginning of summer 2021. The infrastructure has been evolving ever since, with the inclusion of new workloads, new users, but also new types of cloud compute nodes. What you're seeing right now is the demo of Altair Access, with the user logging into the platform, selecting the application they want to run, filling the form for the application with some parameters such as project, job name, type of job, number of cores and hosts, and selecting the input file they want to run. Submitting the job will trigger the deployment of new compute nodes in the cloud by Altair Control. Once they are ready, a job will start, and the initial output is available to the user. After the job has ended, the user can launch a remote session to post-process results, again filling out the form for the application they want to run. Job name, project, and selecting the appropriate cloud queue. The session will be opened on a freshly deployed cloud node. Once the session is opened, we are presented with a Linux desktop where they can load their application, load the results, and review them directly within the web browser. The strongest point of this architecture is its flexibility. The resulting HPC infrastructure, thanks to Altair software and user interface, can incorporate highly heterogeneous node configurations in a seamless user experience. For example, one customer may want to incorporate their on-premises compute nodes in the infrastructure and leverage the cloud for just a few highly specific workloads. Another customer may prefer to move all compute activities in the cloud, selecting different cloud vendors for different workloads. In this case, the on-premises footprint would be quite small and limited to the server hosting the Altair software and the storage. Additionally, the cloud bursting capabilities of Altair Control add another degree of freedom that can be exploited to further customize the behavior of the HPC infrastructure. Thanks to this extreme flexibility, every customer will be able to find the perfect balance of hybrid HPC infrastructure to suit their own needs.